So where are we? We are on the Vigilance, eh? Right, well, I suppose we better undock. And I'm going to go back to the key, I think. If I can remember where the fucking key is. Where was the key? Crix? Where was the key? Was it in Crix? Yeah, there it is. I honestly couldn't remember. I was like, where's the key? Right, so we'll go back there. We'll have a look around, see if there's anything missing, see if we can gather, I don't know, there might be some more evidence somewhere, who knows? And we'll go from there.
Hail acknowledged. Duck where you like.
I will do. Right, we might be able to sell a few bits on here because we've got a shit ton of crap in our storage container on here. Though I believe we can sell from the ship inventory at a few of the sellers. Hi, Andreja. How you doing? I'm not going to acknowledge him. We don't acknowledge weirdos. That's the way it works. Right. Let's see what the key has, shall we? Just curious.
I don't trust shielding. I got secret compartments on my ship. You see sysdef as a joke. They haven't caught us yet.
Yet being the operative word there, mate. You never know when someone might be watching.
I hope the fleet protects our own. If you turn against us, and you're
I'm just going to click on pretty much everybody just to make sure. Right, there's nothing out here. Ooh. Ooh. There is a slate here, hey?
Hello, everyone. I'm Gail Dunnigan of SSNN, and this is Galactalk. My guest tonight is one of the most notorious criminals in the settled systems. His ruthlessness and desire for wealth has landed him squarely at the top of the wanted list for every major law enforcement agency in the galaxy. I am, of course, speaking of the self-appointed leader of the Crimson Fleet himself, Jasper Crix. Good evening, Mr. Crix.
Good evening, Gail. Thank you for accepting my invitation.
This will be interesting.
Yes, well, being blindfolded and then grav jumped to what appears to be an abandoned mining facility isn't exactly what I'd call an invitation.
Well, I'm sure you're not surprised that your request for an interview would come with some very specific conditions.
Frankly, I was a bit surprised to receive any type of response at all. Would you mind telling me why you decided to do this interview?
Because there comes a time in every pirate's life where they have to make an extremely...
I hope that doesn't cut off the audio tape.
I appreciate that you may have business here. I would simply ask that you conclude it quickly.
Oh, it does cut off the audio tape.
Take a leap and become one of the most legendary pirates in history?
What?
Or do they simply sputter on, subsisting on freighters and deep space privateers?
As long as
So are
need
we
something?
to assume that you're taking the leap? That Jasper Crix is moving on to bigger and better things in his life?
I know I'm listening to something, but...
That's spot on, Gail. That's exactly why you're here.
Interesting. Well then, would you mind sharing with us exactly what your particular leap entails?
In due time. have at least 12 hours before the authorities trace this broadcast. Plenty of time to discuss whatever you like.
Oh, all right then. Perhaps the best place to start this interview would be at the beginning of your career.
Please, proceed.
Huh. Interesting. So they've got like a little story, eh?
Yeah?
Right, let's see if
I always thought E-leeches were just pests.
these have got anything to say, which they don't.
Imagine having your own
I'm just trying to tick off a few of the areas, to be honest. Workbench. You see Batamill, my friend Willoughby. There's a little my friend Willoughby here as well. I would definitely take the heart and Neurojack. That is for sure. Pirate Brigand.
A slow ship will get you caught.
If I had a Barian crest, I'd run my own city. Like
I'm just looking to see if there's anything that we've missed. Brown leather jumpsuit. Yasmin's computer. Intercom. Request A17 evidence.
Hey, Sam. I'm including this month's list of parts I need for the key. Don't bust a gut. It's hefty, but I know you can handle it. I'm gonna need a lot more than usual this time. I'm planning to overhaul the entire electrical system before it completely shorts out. Oh yeah, thanks for sending over the key's reactor specs. I can't tell you exactly why I needed those. Dell said to keep it hush-hush. As far as next month's shipment, start scrounging up some parts so I can boost up our defensive batteries. They're looking kind of rusty. I guess that's it for now. I'll have my people in New Atlantis drop off the payment at the spaceport. Just make sure you aren't being followed. We wouldn't want the UC to know they're providing replacement parts to the Crimson Fleet.
Oh, now we do.
if you need credits, hit up the mission boards of the Corps.
Damn, though. There's Aurora there. Kind of glad we decided to have a look around here now. We found 2 pieces of evidence that we didn't have before, I think.
Every captain here's earned their stripes, bleeding for the fleet.
Yeah, you're going to be dying for the fleet soon.
Long live the fleet.
Ooh, is that Digipick? Some credits. Some more credits. These people just leave their money lying around. Like surely they think before they just leave shit lying around, you know?
Bog's grog is fine if you like cheap moonshine. You either put up, give me an
Pirate Brigand, Pirate Brigand. Who are you?
Never do. Not surprised.
Crimson Fleet Captain. Part 4. We found part 4.
Tell us about your arrest.
Oh, my arrest was spectacular. Definitely one for the record books. UC Security sent an armada after our little fleet of ships and picked us off one by one until the remainder of us made it to the wheel.
For a listener's benefit, that was the star station in orbit around Volii that you destroyed just before your arrest, correct?
You see, that's what they'd have you believe, but the truth is much less sinister. There was a firefight on the wheel when they tried to bring us in. We holed up, but UC Security unleashed hell. The damage they caused was catastrophic. We only surrendered so we wouldn't die when the station exploded.
Well, the UC says you set demolition charges to try and cover your tracks and make your escape.
That's their story. You'll have to go with your gut on what you think really happened. Anyway, they took us in and tossed us into the lock. That lovely resort they opened on Suvorov.
And you were imprisoned there for how long?
Well, it was supposed to be for life, Gale.
supposed to be for life.
I ended up serving 2 years before I decided I'd had enough.
Is there any particular reason that you started the riots that eventually led to the worst prison break in United Colonies
Stolen
history?
artwork.
Yes. I'm quite proud of that, actually. I honestly didn't think it would go as well as it did. As for the reason, well, it's simple.
Project data.
The UC were treating us like animals. The conditions in the lock were ridiculously bad and no one cared. That's why they stuck us on that ice ball in the first place. Out of sight, out of mind.
That is
Your
true.
escape caused the deaths of many that were stationed at the lock. Some would brand that as a bit dismissive for what you're describing as a protest. If you were simply advocating for your fellow inmates, why didn't you just go through the proper channels?
And what the hell was I supposed to do? Send a strongly worded letter to my duly appointed representative? Wake up. The UC only responds to actions, not words. In my mind, there was no other choice. You know what? Let's move past my time at the lock so we can get to the point of this goddamned interview.
Interview? I like that word, interview. That's kind of cool. Get past this goddamn interview. Getting a lot of lore from this one, which is always nice.
Shame they cannot just break it open.
Ooh. I would take that. I would definitely take that. Okay, so we'll grab this next. That's pod data. Authorized access, no prop though. By Rajun Industries. Got some project data here. Sorry, I know I'm being a bit, oh, is that a Wilby? That is a Wilby. Hi.
What are you looking at?
Looking at you, punk. Oh, part 7 of the interview. Wow, there's got to be...
Let me just ask you one final question before we wrap up.
Fine. Go ahead.
When is enough going to be enough? How many credits does Jasper Criggs need until he's satisfied?
I should have expected you'd ask such a stupid question. How the hell could you ever understand? You with your fancy education and your sheltered upbringing and your cushy media job. Me, I came from nothing. Everything I own, I've literally drawn blood to gain.
There's no need to get personal. I'm simply trying to state the facts so that our listeners can make judgments of their own.
Lady, I got news for you. Half of your listeners think I'm a hero. The other half are scared out of their goddamn minds, and they should be.
Perhaps we should talk about something else.
No, that's it. We're done. Can you guys get her the hell out of here? Make sure she takes all this sound equipment with her.
Well, that's it then. Thank you for your...
Actually, before you go, Gail, there's one more thing I would like to say.
Oh dear.
Yes,
About
of course.
Delgado.
What is it?
Came down to
When
it.
you broadcast this interview on SSNN, I want you to remember
Doesn't
that I'll be
matter what I
listening.
think. I just keep my
If you
head
edit
down
even
and my
one word
weapon hot.
or manipulate my
should do the
voice to
same.
change anything I've said,
I like taking
I will
chances.
hunt you down and kill
You can
you
do whatever you want.
in front of
Me,
everyone.
I
Oh
understand.
damn.
Understand?
I understand. You have my word.
Damn. Mira's demise. More evidence.
Say that again. You think I'm who?
Stop playing games. We both know your real name is Leonel Soto, and you know why I'm here.
I am sick of using the trade authority to clean goods.
Ecliptic?
Radley's the
An
real
independent?
thief on this station.
I spent 2 long years and every credit I had looking for you, just so I could look you in the eye before I pulled the trigger.
Hey, what's with the gun? There must be some mistake. I honestly don't know who you are.
Of course you don't know who I am. You're never concerned with the death you leave in your wake, in your pursuit of greed. You killed my husband, you son of a bitch! And now I'm going to kill you!
Damn.
Such a terrible shame. All that time and money she wasted. Ah, well. Better get rid of the body.
Well. I can't believe we've missed all this lore. And all these bullets as well. Ooh. Permanently adds 5% critical damage.
You check out the Reckoner's core?
Ooh.
She's a feud, ain't she?
I don't know yet. Rick's interview part
Where
2.
did your stellar rise to infamy begin?
In the streets of New Atlantis. No parents.
Got
No
mixed feelings about
godparents.
my last job.
Just a homeless punk kid robbing whoever he could for the credits.
Were these violent crimes? Murders?
I'm a bit offended you even asked that question, Gail. Sure, a few people here and there walked away with injuries.
You can get work
but
from the boards near the
I'm not
Reckoner's
some
core.
kind of butcher.
Boss will make sure you get
That
paid.
doesn't sound as heartless as your reputation would imply.
Well, like I said, I was just a kid.
Were you ever caught by the authorities in New Atlantis?
Oh, dozens of times. I'd just give them a fake name, or they just slap me on the wrist and send me on my way. They obviously didn't think that I'd amount to anything, and didn't want to waste their time with rehabilitation.
What changed that? Was it the robbery in 2218?
2218. Oh, yeah. The Galbank archives. Very good, Gail. See, you've done your research. That would be when I rounded up a few of my buddies and we knocked the place over. Made off with a ton of credits. My first big score.
Is that why the Crimson Scar decided to bring you into their ranks?
That's right. They brought me in, taught me the ropes, and I did crimes for them for 5 years. Till I decided I wanted more. I got rid of their leader, put myself in his place, and started running the show. I've been the one in charge ever since.
Was it absolutely necessary to cut his throat and leave the body on a public street in the well?
On the street, reputation is everything. I wanted everyone in the city to know that Jasper Cricks was taking over.
I hope this
I think they got the message.
is worth the effort.
I think they got the message. I think they did. Oh, I'm just looking for all this lore now.
You know, the last person who called me a liar, I cut off their tongue and glued it to a boss.
Oh yeah? Did you do that yourself? Or did you have Samina do the surgery and take all that credit?
I don't want to miss any lore now.
You don't steal from your own. Not unless you want the whole station on your ass.
Weapons for all occasions.
Hi there.
I've got what you need. Done here? Fine by me.
You want to survive?
I might speak to a few of these guys later, but before we leave.
Don't even try to rip me off. I know value when I see it.
Okay. I'm not trying to rip anybody off. I'm just trying to get as much lore as possible. Last Nova. Medpack. I think we've been in here. Yeah, we haven't been into the clinic yet.
Piracy missions are always
Shinya, we've still got to speak to Shinya. Okay. Gonna have a look upstairs, I guess. I think we've had a look around the entirety of downstairs. So we usually go into there. Okay, we've seen that. I guess we missed a room? Yeah, because this requires captain's room. Key only, okay. Oh, so we've had a look around here. God, I'm getting so lost in this place. Well, that's down there. If we go up. We go in here? Honestly, I honestly can't remember where we have and haven't gone at this point. Oh, Delgato's computer. Whoa. Personal logs, ace in the hole. It's all coming together, piece by piece. Even Nava's starting to see it with clear eyes. I tell her, I told you so, but I'll save it until after we get the legacy. No need to jinx it. And there's still a lot of finding out to do. From location to extraction. I know Akande will still be lurking in the shadows, but all of these problems are solvable. And we've got one ace in the hole. Our rug. Keela City. Sometimes I dream about Keela. The sand-dusted streets, the thick air, the heavy air, and the cool of the wild beyond. Everything is just how I remember it. I'm back with my old crew, doing heists and busting heads for a loose change. Milky money, we called it, and we were the bullies. There's only one thing that's off, really. Days have no light. Every time I look up, the sky is pitch black. At first, I thought it was old age. I spent so much on this floating piece of tin. Maybe I've forgotten what the Keela sky looked like. But that's not it. When I'm awake, I can't remember it all easy enough. No, it's because even as an arrogant little street punk, subconsciously I knew that Keela City home is up here with the fleet. It's where I belong. The pirate and the thief. Porter once told me about the difference between a pirate and a thief. In his story, the pirate sees the future laid out in front of them, spyglass in hand. They sail for the future at the edge of the horizon, braving whatever storms and monsters there are in their way. Because in time, they know that they will leave all of that crap behind them, claim the prize that lies ahead. But for the thief, the opposite is true. The past is in front, in plain view. And so, they're doomed to repeat it over and over again, picking pockets, scratching creds, doing what they can to survive, forever blind to the future that looms behind them, ready to cut their throat. As long as I've been captain, I've always had my eyes on one picture, Crix's legacy, in the back of my mind. I always thought it was securing the fleet's future, but now I'm starting to have doubts. Is Crix's legacy a future I'm sailing towards, or a past I refuse to turn away from? Damn. Boss parts. Evidence. Regarding the specifications for my interface, I'm going to need to make a few minor adjustments. Galbank is switching to an orthogonal hexabit encryption, so I want to crank up the core clock on my ARM hardware. You probably get the equipment from Asian. I also need to have a strange storage port added so I can keep any damn trace packets off my system. It probably wouldn't hurt to throw in some electromagnetic protection too. The electrical system on the key is terrible, and a short circuit could fry the whole setup. Last but not least, I might need new few cushions for the chair and the Reckoner's chair. They're wearing a bit thin. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Well. Ooh. Got another interview part.
What the future holds for the Crimson Fleet.
Changes are coming, Gale. Huge changes. Crimson Fleet will soon be a much bigger player in this little game between the members of the settled systems.
That's quite a bold statement. Would you care to elaborate?
Well, let's just say that I'm on the brink of a score so large, it makes everything else pale in comparison. Beyond that, you'll just have to wait and see.
If you aren't willing to discuss the details, why grant SSNN this interview?
Simple. I refuse to allow the UC to spin or bury the story, making it sound like they're in complete control of the situation.
That's fair.
I'm gonna tell you right now, they aren't.
Why does the Crimson Fleet need to make this mysterious move that you're being so evasive about?
If you need credits, hit up the mission boards at the...
I know Sistef instructed you to draw this meeting out as long as possible. So let me sum this up.
There's an interview part right here. I missed it. God damn it.
United Colony's worst nightmare. And nothing, I mean nothing in this universe, will stop me from achieving that goal.
There are those that would disagree with you and claim this interview is grandstanding, or worse, a recruitment tool. After all, SSNN reaches every corner of the settled systems, and your aspirations could inspire the Directionalists to turn to the fleet.
You and the sheep that listen to your garbage can believe whatever the hell you want. If you were so worried about what I had to say, you wouldn't have allowed yourself to be brought here.
Yeah, you do, Glitz. I don't know why it's... Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. I don't know why it's not... Where is it? 1 tick. There we go. Should be fixed. I don't know why streamer mode didn't enable. I don't know. No clue. No clue. Part 3.
So, tell us about Jasper Criggs's version of the Crimson Scar.
All I can tell you is that under my guidance, the Crimson Scar became more influential than every other syndicate combined. Here I was, 22 years old, and I had power, people that followed my orders, and an endless stream of credits. Gale, I have to tell you, I was having the time of my life.
So you'd consider extortion, robbery, burglary, kidnapping, assault, and murder to be positive life influences?
No. I'd consider them as just means to an end. Those so-called crimes were merely stepping stones until I had enough wealth to buy the Crimson Scar a few spacecraft.
Yes, let's talk about that. It appears you weren't satisfied with terrorizing New Atlantis alone.
Oh, I've never stopped reaching, Gale. The amount of money we were making in New Atlantis was decent, but the really big scores were in space and the cargo ships. We're talking millions of credits, maybe more. Who the hell could count it all?
Most people assume this is when the UC decided to actively set up a task force to pursue the Crimson Scar.
It's actually a really cool interview.
That's correct. Those idiots in charge of the United Colonies were clearly embarrassed that they had allowed the Crimson Scar to make the jump into space. They sent ships after us. Lots of ships. I almost think that they enjoy starting wars.
Perhaps this was the first time you had finally reached too far.
You could say that. I count my time running the Crimson Scar as a learning experience. I wouldn't say I reached too far. I'd say I reached too fast. Didn't cover all my bases. Made some stupid mistakes. One thing's for certain, though. When I was finally arrested and thrown into the lock, I had plenty to think about.
Yeah. Right, let's see what's on this computer. Public access. Bog rules for the Nova. Don't piss me off. Everyone drinks. Sober, get out. Drink at your own risk. No killing unless they deserve it. You got a grudge, spit it out. I'm a bartender, don't read minds. No pissing on the walls. No hugging the ping pong table. I pick the music. Nice. Message from Shinya. Credits are the lifeblood of the fleet. Our entire operation would not exist if for the blood, sweat, and bullets of the pirates doing the work and their consolidation of their high earnings here at the keep. Let me make myself clear. While we have the facilities outside the keep, I expect any funds outside of standard operational costs be brought back to the Reckoner's Core. We've had instances where fleet members have taken over operations of various planets, have settled systems and skimmed a little too much off the top. I say they paid a steep price for a lack of transparency. Make sure you don't do the same. Repair your damn ship. It doesn't matter if you think your bird is clean. When you dock, check with Jasmine and her team will do a full repair. Scan your ships for any dings or bugs. Security on the station isn't about the swarm patrols we get out there, or the large batteries orbiting the key. It's the little things, the details. We gotta make sure to mind them. As the doctor on the ship, I want to remind everyone of weight room etiquette. Wipe down your equipment. Bacteria grows in damp, warm areas. Everything your skin touches, that includes barbells and pallets. Spotting. Let's try to avoid back injuries. If someone requests you to spot them, don't do it. And don't forget how to ask get to ask how you want to be spotted. Some people like a little help lifting off. Rotating in. If there's no free benches, it's always good to let others rotate in between your sets. Find someone your size, or you don't have to change things up. Just remember to follow rule 1. Message board. Credits. I had the weirdest dream last night. Boss was holding a big hose and credits were firing out of it. Neighbor had a smile on her face. Bog handed me a stout and it tasted like actual beer. For the longest time I refused to believe that Crick's legacy was real. But damn, the way people are talking about it is hard not to find and fascinate. Ship modules. The ads are setting up shielding on my cargo and it worked like a charm. I was able to smuggle contraband through every major system without a hitch. My only complaint is that if my ships get dings in a dogfight, I gotta come back to key to get maintenance. I don't have a solution. Just wanted to put it out there. I can also confirm on the record that Radley does indeed suck. Radley sucks. I don't have a complaint. I just want to let it be known that Radley sucks harder than a heat leech on a radiator. No, you're right. Seen a lot of new faces around here. I just want to remind you that you don't have to take too kindly to bullying. Even the lowest rung on the ladder, it's important to know your rights and what you're entitled to. For example, you have the right not to piss me off. You have the right not to be a whiny little rook. You have the right to shut your face. Remember them rights and exercise them liberally. It might just save your life. Radley sucks. I want to second the earlier complaint that Radley sucks. Who decided to let the trade authority on the ship anyway? I don't like to see his smiley face every time I walk him over. I want to start a permission that he put on a mask. Oh, fucking hell. Well, I can now confirm that Radley does indeed suck. I guess. Oh dear. Let's get a picture of the Nova while we're here.